Hi there, I'm Allison from Move Smart and Boomerang Pilates, and today we're going to do the Rhomboid Push Up. So you're going to set yourself up with your hands directly below your shoulders. Try and relax your hips. You can move the tag out of the way of your shirt. That's always the thing. I think my shirt's on inside out. Awesome. You want to try and avoid a tailbone curl, so you're going to let your lower belly go a little bit, let your hip flexors relax so you've got some space in your lower back. And then you're going to let your head hang down and start to just press your shoulder blades apart and then let them relax together. So you're not trying to do a squeeze. You press your shoulder blades apart. You're pushing your arms long and strong down into the floor and then allowing for this controlled release of your shoulder blades gliding towards your spine with your head hanging down towards the floor. And just see how that feels. And then you can start to level it up. Really make a big starfish with your hand, with your middle finger pointing forward and your thumbs as close together as is possible for you. So you're really planting into the whole weight of your hand and rock back and forth a couple of times. And then center your weight. And again, shoulder blades press away from your spine. And then they glide back in towards your spine. And as you're doing that, of course, your chest is also lifting and lowering, and you're trying not to get into kind of a cat-cow shape. Your spine is staying pretty much the same all the time. It's just changing its orientation towards the floor. And then you can add another element. So now we're looking at some external rotation for your arms in the shoulder socket. So think about your elbow pits, and you're gonna spin your arms in and out as best you can, keeping your hands really nicely planted on the floor. So everybody's going to have a different limitation, a different distance that they can travel, and that's all good. We're just trying to warm up that spiral of connection that goes from your shoulder all the way through your forearm to your wrists to your hands. And having done a few of those, bend your elbows out to the sides, pull your elbows back so they're pointing towards your knees, and you may need to let your hands release a little bit on the floor, and that's okay because now we're focusing more up here and less on the hands. If you can keep your hands flat on the floor, that's great. And then again, shoulder blades apart, shoulder blades slide together. And when you hold this externally rotated position, you may find that your range is much smaller. Right? If I let my elbows stay pointing in, I can go this far, and when I externally rotate, I can go this far, right? So much more controlled. And the next step would be to add another little bit of stabilizing so that you have even more 360 degrees of action. So you have your hands as flat as is possible for you, you have your arms externally rotated, and then think of pulling your underarms together. So you're going to add a little bit of a connection towards the midline. And you let your neck relax and your hips untuck. And you slide your shoulders together, and you slide your shoulder blades apart. And you just keep checking in through all your landmarks. Tops of the shoulders wide and easy. We're trying to avoid this kind of action where as you pull your shoulder blades together, your shoulders also pull up towards your ears. You want to keep lots of space. And then you can do it all again tomorrow.